looks like a good move. Yes!
Welcome to Nissan's Drive to a Championship. I'm Scott Wright. Along with Jenni Calrson, we're here at the Ford Center. University of Oklahoma women's basketball team practicing right behind us, getting ready for their Sweet 16 matchup here tomorrow. Jenni, talk a little bit about their matchup with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great matchup tomorrow between these two teams. Guards are going to be a really interesting part of this matchup. Shavonte Zealous for Pitt is one of the leading scorers in the country. She's been the biggest scorer in the tournament so far. So a huge challenge for Oklahoma's guards to try to slow her down. But on the flip side, Pitt has to try to deal with OU's guards, who've been really good in the tournament. Danielle Robinson and Whitney Hand have both played exceptionally well for the Sooners so far, leading them in scoring and also setting a tone defensively for this team. So it's going to be a great guard matchup, I think, between these two teams. Scott, that first game, though, Purdue-Rutgers, is a game that also is a pretty interesting matchup.
Yeah, it really is, Jenni. It's going to be a really serious defensive matchup. These are two teams that are averaging less than 57 points allowed all season. Purdue is a team that likes to use their defense to create a little bit of offense, and that'll be the key for them. Rutgers is 2-10 this season when they've allowed more than 60 points. So that's kind of the key for this team as they try to advance. Number 7 seed already ran through the number 2 Auburn in impressive fashion, trying to keep their pseudo Cinderella streak alive. But as far as defense goes, Pitt does have some defensive options inside against the Paris Twins.
Yeah, definitely. So Pepper Wilson is the center that'll start for Pitt tomorrow. She's a freshman, and Agnes Baronato, the Pitt coach, was asked about her today, and she said, well, I don't know what to tell you because she doesn't have a sidekick like Courtney Paris. She's a freshman, unlike Courtney Paris being a senior. Basically, Coach Baronato tried to kind of shrug it off that this was going to be a matchup that they could even compete in. But I'll tell you what, anybody that's 6'6" and can play in the Big East like Pepper Wilson has a chance against Courtney Paris to disrupt a little bit. So it'll be an interesting matchup, sort of like Georgia Tech brought in a true freshman who could be a tough matchup. Courtney ended up having a nice game against her, but that'll be something to watch out for because she has played some of the best centers in the country being in the Big East. So we'll see how that matchup shakes out tomorrow.
Now, OU fans showed up in mass in a little bit for practice that's going on right now. Any indication of what kind of crowd we're going to have for the games tomorrow?
Yeah, actually about 500 here for the shoot-around this afternoon, which, again, we're talking about practice here, folks. So the fact that Oklahoma fans are turning out in those sorts of numbers to watch shoot-around is pretty impressive. Right now, the advanced ticket sales are nearing 10,000 is what we're looking at for advanced ticket sales. And as last year showed us, the walk-up crowd for the regional last year was in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 5,000. They're not real sure what that exact number was. But let's say it's 4,000. Let's say there's a walk-up crowd of 4,000 tomorrow. And if the weather holds and gets better, I think it could be higher than that. Because last year there was no local team in this regional. You've got Oklahoma. You've got clear skies coming tomorrow. At least that's what they're saying. If that happens, I think the crowds could really blow out some of the big numbers that have been at women's regionals before. 16 plus is single season or a single session record. I think we could see that record go by the wayside.
All right, thanks very much, Jenni. Stick with us on News OK, and in the Oklahoman, we'll keep you updated with our Nissan Drive to the Championship.